After buying a couple dilapidated properties this past fall, tearing them off the lake as is required per our local regs in order to rebuild anew, and subsequently kicking off the fresh rebuilds, we've been no strangers to bumps in the road.
Dock frames flip off side of mountain, half price.
Not too for sure why one of the floats is not attached.
We're never gonna get these finished by the time the water hits them. We're gonna have to come up with an idea. That's gonna be a logistic nightmare.
There's so many obstacles in this harbor. Like, do you see a clear path out of here?
But you know, that's just construction, ain't it? Things never quite go perfectly as planned, and you gotta roll with the punches and keep finding solutions. This week, we've got another unforeseen challenge to tackle, and we might just need your help to find the solution. So join us for the work and the play, the mundane and the fantastical, that is, another week in the life on the water. This is Brandon, I'm Sarah, and of course, our beloved Aiko. Frustrated by the ever-increasing cost of living, we sold everything, went out on a limb, and left our traditional life on land behind. We built a new kind of dream together, and have been living full-time in our homemade slice of paradise ever since. We are always learning new ways to navigate this unique life off the grid and on the water, so grab a drink and join us for the ever-evolving adventure that is keeping afloat.
About to be too hot to run Bear anymore. She overheats so easy when it's like, 70 or so out. But we're still getting some mornings that are high 50s, low 60s that are doable. She's still hot and needs to cool off in the lake when we get back, but at least she can make it. Then once it's like true summertime, she kind of switches to swimming. A little more joint friendly anyways for the old lady. Come on. There you go, Miss Bear. Almost there, Bear. We can do it. You know that feels good. So this black stuff that Brandon's putting on is the P edging is what it's called, baby, right?
It's called P edging.
It's basically bumpers for all the boats that just goes all the way around, so you don't, got to worry about putting something in one particular spot. You can dock wherever you want, and you got a little cushion. But it looks nice.
See, the board is my spacing. This stuff looks really good when the screws are spaced perfect. I mean, it's detailed. It pops the dock.
Unrelated, but we got a few of the cabinets in. Kind of start to see the vibe of the kitchen forming in here. Our little peninsula, it'll have a bar top right here to eat at on this side. Lenny's over at the greenhouse starting to make progress. It's exciting. This is kind of that stage where it's got to get worse before it gets better. And everything just looks like a mess, and it's all choppy and hodgepodge. But rest assured, all in good time. That is some rain, son. You can't even hear yourself think. What do you think about that, baby?
A little bit of rain. We've had days of this. I just need some sunshine.
Unfortunately, per Murphy's Law, the only time this week that we'd actually see any sunshine happened to be while Brandon was up on top of the blindingly reflective roof finishing the solar panel install.
Alright everyone, this is the Jackery 500 2X set of panels. They're going on the big White House here. So each 6 is 500 watts. So we got 1,000 watts total. And they run into a piece of rigid pipe, goes down through the roof, through that weather head. That way we keep the bugs out and the fun stuff. But either way, just mounted some 2x4s up here, pressure treated of course. Made a nice looking solar array, and presto.
Okay, I just did a workout and all yucky, sweaty. Figured this is a good time to give Aiko a bath because she needs it. And yeah, I'm already gross. Come on, Bear. Wahaha. She hates baths. Gotta do it. Sorry, Miss Thing. Now for my favorite part. The post-bath hyper. Yay, it's over. What's it do? Yay, all done. All done. You're a clean baby. Bald eagle. We see him all the time, but it's still pretty cool, huh? Memorial Day weekend. Morning, guys. It's a bit of a dreary day out there today. It's kind of just on and off sprinkling all day. Not stormy, but just not nice, you know. So we figured we'll try and be nice and productive today so we can, you know, save the really nice days this week for a little bit of fun. And today we're gonna try and clean both of our dinghies. As you guys know, that is well overdue, especially on mine. And then after that, we're gonna run to town and get some restock supplies for the roundhouse. We need some more TP and sponges and things like that there. I also need to grab a few videos to try and promote it a little bit on Instagram because we need some more bookings for June. May was awesome. April was good. We started to really get rolling in May though, and then all of a sudden just like total drop off in June. So we're like, hopefully there could be some, you know, last minute bookings, but there's very few bookings in advance. So anyways, I'd like to go get some videos and pictures to share on the socials. You know how it goes. So that's our plan for today. And then later I gotta go to work. I got some shuttles to do. So yep, let's get to it. It's a miracle I got that up on the jet ski ramp. I didn't know with the cat hole if that would work, but that's just so much easier than taking it to the ramp and having to haul the pressure washer and all that stuff down there, so I'm glad I did. By the way, I took Bear on a little walk earlier and Brandon did his boat and forgot, like he thought he pressed the record button and didn't, so anyways, unfortunately you just get to see me do my dinghy, but Brandon's dinghy's all clean. This is one of the only non-bling sauce cleaners that we ever use, but it's a really good one too, just specifically for the dinghies. Yeah, so I'll use this and then probably also the green sauce from Bling Sauce. so much better. Not perfect. Some of that mud's like real sunk in, but so much better. Our cleaners have been doing such a great job making this a pretty hands-off, investment for us, which we're so thankful for. This is really all we've done is once or twice just came to restock a few products, which honestly I could probably ask them to do, but I don't, it's not a big deal every now and again when we're running other errands. So there's been a few things that we have learned since we've been having the renters here and whatnot. One thing is that had to get these makeup towels for sure. Either that or makeup wipes, and this is maybe a little more sustainable, at least in my mind, because they're reusable, because the ladies were getting the makeup and mascara all over the white towels. So we were like blowing through white towels, having to keep on replacing them. And I remembered when you go to hotels, they usually have a little makeup towel. So got those. Cleaning supplies. Folks have asked for cleaning supplies. That's something that we didn't really think about right off the bat. But if you make mess and you're staying there, you want to clean it yourself even before the cleaners get there, because maybe you don't want to be living in filth, and especially people who are staying a week or longer, So that was another thing we learned, is that those need to be out where people can use them, just the basics.
What is all this stuff?
Pollen mostly. I do love reading these, guys. If you stay here, don't forget to write in our little guest book. I do read it. So fun.
We need more than hopes and wishes for us to make it through the night. Stormy weather, weary eyes, hope to make it through the night. Before this night is over, I will guide you home. All this time you thought we'd never pay the price. In the game of love, you have to roll the dice. My heart got 7 years to life. I've been told that.
How beautiful. How the sun is hitting the mountains, but it's all dark everywhere else.
Alrighty, let's circle back to the marina and see what's going on with the builds today. Would you look at that? It's the bane of our existence. Montana iceberg.
For anyone who may not know, we do a trash cleanup every year to pick stuff like that up. Those come out from under the old houseboats that used to just have unencapsulated styrofoam flotation, which is now illegal. They still have till 2031 to change it out, so we're like under the grace period. And a lot of people, unfortunately, when they do swap it out, they just kick it off into the lake and are like, Brandon and Sarah will get in the trash cleanup. I want to say every year there's less of it, but I don't know. There's so much. But the good news is one day we'll get to the end of it, because one day it'll be illegal and they'll be kicked off the lake for having it. So there is a light at the end of that tunnel at least.
we originally were trying to do an island in here, and it wasn't going to work for a variety of reasons. We were either going to be too close to all this other stuff, or the door was going to open into it. We were going to end up with just a weird looking little chunk here. So we've been able to put 2 seats at it, and it wouldn't have been comfortable at all. So we just said nix that. We're not abiding by whatever that door wants to do. That thing will get a couple of hinge stops on it, so it can only open to 90 degrees maximum, which is fine, because how often do y'all use your extra door?
Genuinely never.
Never. Nobody ever opens those doors.
Yeah.
Unless you're like cleaning or something. I
Right.
would much rather give up the ability to open a door 180 degrees for an extra seat. And a really nice, I mean, this is going to get cut out right here for the range to go in. So the range will be set back in here. But other than that, it's going to be just like this. We were able to get a washer and dryer up underneath here, which is cool. We've still got the battery bank to figure out. We're going to do like a little bench seat there on a hinge so that you can access everything. We'll probably get a cushion or something made for that. And then I've got the sconces coming, or according to Brandon, the sconchins.
Is that what
Oh
he's
my God,
referring
yeah.
to? Because when he says that, I actually have not known what he's talking
The
about.
first time he came up to me, so there's a thing called an escutcheon.
That's what I thought he was. Yes,
Which goes over
on the plumbing.
pipes.
That is exactly what I
And
thought
I
he was
like,
talking
well,
about.
He comes up to me and he's just like, I'm out there doing something else, not even working on anything like that. I'm delivering material. He's just like, when are the escutcheons gonna be here? And I'm like, I think he's saying escutcheon, so I'm like, for what?
That's
Like,
what I thought he
you
was
know?
talking about.
And then
I thought he meant for the things outside.
No. So then he starts explaining the concept of a light. And I'm like, are you saying sconce? And he's like, yeah, a sconchon.
Until this moment, I did not know what he was talking. I'm glad we clarified
At
that.
one point, I thought he was saying Wisconsin. I'm like, what are you saying, dude?
It's like the faux beams deal.
It is.
There'll be a board that goes along this joist. It's called a Fox beam. And we're gonna stain all my Fox beams or whatever them ceiling joists as you call them. Fox Raptors.
It is.
The Fox
He
beams.
just makes words whatever he wants him to be.
Yes, I
But
love
yeah,
it.
so we've got the escutcheons coming for that.
Okay.
What was it? Oh, it was a fart sucker.
Fart
The
snatcher.
fart snatcher. Yeah.
Yep. That's his other coin term.
So those will be here, I think, Saturday, and we'll get those put in, get this finished up. They only sell this butcher block in certain sizes, so I've got to join this together for another little piece. Fridge is going in here, which the fridge is right there, and there'll be a little bit of space here for a trash can or whatever. So that's that, and then in here we've got almost finished with the bathroom. We've got vanity going in. We didn't do a free-floating one in this one. We are doing it in the other one. And then tub is in, and all we have to do is finish up the valves for the shower. Also have some escutcheons coming for here, too. And then we got to get a ring for curtain, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and I've still got to do some stuff for a ladder, so.
Oh, I forgot all about that. How are they going to get up there? That's right.
Yeah, we figured out what we're going to do for that, so I've got to bring some material for it.
Are we doing like the same thing we did at our house, or like straight up the wall?
Yeah, same thing y'all did. The only caveat is I want there to be enough room.
Right, that's what I was
Yes.
thinking.
Everything's nice so far. This is really, there's in between the front of the fridge and this, I'll take another about 1.5 inches off of that, so that winds up being like 28 inches or something in between, which is loads of space. And then got some shelves going up. I've still got to get those. We'll have a mini split mounted. We'll probably get it right above that window. But this kitchen is just, I'd love to cook a meal in here. This is a wicked good kitchen.
Meanwhile, back over at the greenhouse, progress continued as Lenny had finished the rest of the flooring and started knocking out trim work. And by the way, y'all, if anybody's tuning in for the first time, or if you feel like you might have missed some progress updates along the way, you can check out our build playlist to see all the videos documenting these builds from the very beginning. That playlist can be found on screen at the end of this episode, in the description, or anytime under the playlist tab on our channel. Okay, now for the drama of the week.
So, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that we've got a little bit of another hurdle that we're jumping this week, a bit of a change of plans, if you will. Less of a problem and more just a change of plans. And an opportunity for you guys. So I'll let Brandon take it from here.
So we're coming down the home stretch on this house. It's getting pretty close to being done. Then that other house, it's in the finishing process. It'll come in behind this one. Get cabinetry, power boxes put in, and all the lights start working. It's pretty much the same exact house as this one, maybe 50 square feet less. We just found out yesterday by our family stuff had to do whatever, I don't know. Anyways, it's on the market. It's for sale.
Holla!
Holla, yeah, if you're looking for a state-of-the-art floating home, we have another one on the market now. Sarah will put a link, a bio,
We don't have a link.
and a plug, and then hit that subscribe button.
Unrelated,
hit
but yeah.
like, and then send a comment. Even if they're dirty, I only answer the dirty comments, so I'll let Sarah do all the nice stuff.
YouTube filters out a lot of those.
Yeah, oh yeah. And it'll sell quick, so hit us up. Bye.
Yeah, it was kind of nice, you know, not having to worry about it because we thought we had the buyers squared away, but that's okay. We have the privilege of having this platform and a bunch of people that will see this, and we will totally find the right person amongst y'all. But yeah, if you're interested, you can shoot us an email. Our email's in the description. I would put it on screen, but we always get a bunch of spam emails when I do that. It's like the AI bots see it, and you know, so if you really care, just check the description. You'll find the email. This is for the greenhouse, so we will find the right person, but we'll pivot, you know. Man, this rain is killing my profits. Beyond being mildly depressing. People don't want to hike in the rain. I got so many side hustles lined up. I got 2 decks to stain, a house to paint, none of which I could do, you know, when it's raining or gonna rain the following day, that kind of thing. So fingers crossed for sunny weather to come next week. Anywho, I reckon that's all I got for y'all this week. More progress to come on the floating cabins next week, as well as hopefully some sunshine and, you know, some side hustles and fun to show you guys. We're really hoping to get the Mastercraft out sooner rather than later and start getting back into our water sports grind. Let me know if there's anything else that you might like an update on next week, and I'll take it into consideration. So I so appreciate the time that you guys spent with us this week. I hope to see you again next week, same time, same place.